Hello. Today we're going to continue our talking about canned foods that I eat. And so this is episode 2 of the Canned Food Reveal. Now before we get started talking about that, I do want to see if you notice something. If you watch my last video, you'll recognize that this was the first top that I tried on. And obviously, I got it. I hope you like it. I'm very happy with it. Now, I do have a little tank underneath it. It's still a little chilly down here in the south, and so I will probably continue to wear something under it, but I don't know for sure that I will all summer long because it's not as see-through as I first thought it was. I ended up, after everybody's comments and this, that, and another, I ended up getting all 5 pieces of clothing. Who would have guessed that? There was one piece that I thought about sending back, but when I added everything up and took the 25% off of the order, it was cheaper to keep that item, so I did. Stitch Fix, they know what they're doing when they give that 25% off. It gives you incentive to keep the whole order. And I must say, I've fallen for that more than once. Let's get to today's product reveal. After I finished my first reveal video last week concerning canned goods, this is episode 2 if you're curious, I had a viewer ask if I would do a reveal of canned fruit. So today, that's what I'm going to talk about. But as you'll notice pretty quickly, only one of the products I'm going to show you today, which there are 6 of them, is in a can. The rest of them are going to be in what I call these little snack cups. So when I make a reference to, for one snack cup, it's so many personal points, this is what I'm going to be talking about. So since I'm holding this in my hand, let's get to what this is. The first product, it's made by Del Monte, and it is cherry mixed fruit. Now, I don't want to mislead you, and this package is a little misleading. It says no sugar added. Well, that doesn't mean no sweetener added, because every one of these snacked cups have some kind of sweetener in it. And I think all of them, it's stevia. Now some of them, as I'll show you in a few minutes, say no artificial sweetener. So they consider stevia not artificial, which is true, but I just don't want to mislead you to think there is no sugar in any of these fruit products, because it's not sugar, but it's artificial sweetener. Anyway, this is the cherry mixed fruit. And for one of the snack cups, it's 0 personal points. Now, one other thing I've got to admit to you, these are expired. You see, I'm not crazy about the texture of cherries. I love cherry flavoring. I just don't like to bite through a cherry. So unfortunately, I found these in my pantry the other day and they're expired. Now, not bad. They have a January 22 expiration date on them, and Papa tells me that things will last longer than what the expiration date says. But I'm not going to eat something that is 4 months past the expiration date in these little snack cups. I might do it in a canned good. Canned goods can last for years past their expiration dates, but I'm just not sure about this. But I did want to show it to you. It does exist. It's just I didn't use this. Sorry. Now the next one is also a Del Monte product, and it is diced peaches. Now these will be used constantly. one of my favorite, I guess you would call it either a lunchtime food or a afternoon snack, is diced peaches and cottage cheese. I do not like fat-free cottage cheese. It will be low-fat cottage cheese, but if I put these diced peaches with it, it's going to be as low as I can get. And these diced peaches, for one of the snack cups, which, once again, this is a snack cup, it is 0 personal points. I wish I had looked up what that low-fat cottage cheese is, but it's not much for a half of a cup. I don't think it's more than 2 personal points. So I can have a snack that includes a whole cup of this and a half a cup of the low-fat cottage cheese for, I think, 2 personal points. And that's a great snack value. So that was the diced peaches. Now, here is our last Del Monte snack cup, and it is diced pears. Early on, I could never find diced pears in any form that had 0. At the time, it would have been points plus, and then eventually smart points. So when these came out, I was excited because I've always liked canned pears. I used to make a pear salad for a long time. I still miss the pear salad because guess what? I can't find canned pears that are 0 personal points. So I have to be willing to give up some points to make my pear salad, which I have, but I just don't do it very often. But now once again, I can make something similar to a pear salad with this snack cup because for one snack cup, it's 0 personal points. You'll notice that I'm on a roll here. Everything that I'm going to show you today is 0 personal points. So this is the diced pears. Once again, it says no sugar added, but it too has stevia. Now we're going to a product that most of you are going to be familiar with the brand because it was, in my opinion, the first brand of canned fruit that I ever bought, and it's Dole. Now this is Dole Pineapple Tidbits. This is the only brand that I can find right now that is 0 personal points. In every can or snack cup that I looked at for this last week, none of them were 0 personal points except for this one. I found it at Walmart and it says too, no sugar added, but sure enough, it's got stevia extract in it. But I love pineapple now. You know, I didn't eat much pineapple until basically the last 3 or 4 years. When I first started Weight Watchers, it had points, even if you ate fresh pineapples. And I still have a tendency to be drawn to the fresh pineapples. I do like them more than anything I've been able to find that's canned or put in some kind of a snack pack. If I get to choose what I want, I'll choose the fresh pineapples over any other variety. But this is good when I don't have any fresh pineapples. And it does have a decent shelf life. I mean, this right here is still good. I found it yesterday at Walmart, and it's still good for 8 months. It will expire in December, and because of what Papa says, and I'm trying to believe him, I wouldn't feel bad about eating this probably throughout the month of January. But it's not going to last that long. I can tell you that right now. Okay, the last snack cup that I've got is also a Dole product, and it's also a fruit that didn't used to be 0 points plus or smart points, and it's mandarin oranges. I have always enjoyed having mandarin oranges on a salad. I also used to really like almonds on a salad, and I will still occasionally put a few almond slivers on my salad, but not like I used to because they have points. But if you just do a few, it doesn't have a lot of points. But there were years that I didn't do the mandarin oranges because they had quite a few. A snack cup, this size right here, would have up to 4 points plus. That's what I started out on, so that's probably what it was. And so I stopped eating mandarin oranges. When I found these, I was so excited because I can incorporate them back into my food choices. And I do. And this too has a decent shelf life. None of these snack packs have a shelf life like a can, but they're close. It's not that bad. And I'm eating them up, so it doesn't really matter. Now the final 2 products, well, this one is naturally unsweetened. There is no sugar added in this Motts applesauce. And there's no stevia added either. I don't really call this a snack cup, but it is about the same size as the snack cup. I know it's not hard fruit, but I'm a fan of my applesauce, and so I had to include it. This is Mott's no sugar added applesauce, and it's just plain old applesauce. It has 50 calories for each little container, and they're sort of shaped like a little barrel. I've always been a Mott's fan. That was the brand of my choice all the years long before I was on Weight Watchers. And these are, for 1 cup, it's 0 personal points. I was very happy to find this. I've not always been able to. I still can't sometimes. I think it disappears from store shelves faster than all the applesauce that contains sugar or the flavored applesauce, and took me a while to find the expiration date on it. This is good until May of 2023, so it has a decent shelf life on it. That's more than a year. Of course, I've had this for a while too, so it has a good shelf life on it. But it won't last till May either. I eat these things with pretty regularity, especially in the wintertime. I won't be eating them as much during the summer times because I can find the fresh fruit. But applesauce, I'm not going to make my own applesauce, so these will be gone. And the last product is a canned product. It too is not a hard fruit, but it is a fruit that, depending on what season it is, I use a lot of. And it's 100% pure pumpkin. Now this, no preservatives, no artificial anything, and it's pure pumpkin, 100%. It is not puree. It is not pie filling because that has sugar in it. This is 100% pumpkin. And I add it to a lot of things in the fall. I add it to some things when I don't have any applesauce. This takes the place of applesauce, and it's amazing. You really don't taste the pumpkin because I didn't used to like pumpkin, and now I do. And it's mainly because I can't taste it when I put it in some of the stuff that I put it into. But for a half a cup of this 100% pumpkin, it's 0 personal points. Now, that's all of my reveal for today. So I guess it's time for me to go ahead and reveal my weekly weigh-in. I'll be back in a minute to tell you how I did this week. Well, these were my results for this week on Weight Watchers. I've been continuing to weigh in the middle of the week on Monday mornings. Now, I don't share that with y'all very often anymore because when I was in active weight loss mode, I only weighed once a week. And that's what I recommend you do also. I do not recommend you weighing every day. It would be okay if you weighed in the middle of the week, but I think your best bet is to do as Weight Watchers recommends and weigh once a week. I had my best success when I was only weighing once a week, and I know I would have been a basket case if I had weighed every day, because that's what I used to do. All those years when I would be on all those varied diets, I'd get up every morning to see if I was down an ounce or up an ounce. And it literally, I hate to say it like this, but it drove me crazy. So my thinking is, if you're in active weight loss mode, do not weigh more than twice a week. And if I were you, I'd only weigh once a week. But I'm on maintenance. So I had a pretty off the rails weekend last weekend. I caught myself not grazing like I had the week before or a couple of weeks before. I found myself eating and feeling hungry the whole time. And I know I wasn't hungry, but I caught myself eating many times that wasn't grazing. It was like eating several full meals. I realized that I needed to get on the scale Monday. I did, and I was up a couple of pounds. Now, that was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought the 5-pound mark was going to come back, so I was pretty happy when it was just 2 pounds. But I did decide that I needed to rein it back just a little bit, because I really want to try to get into true maintenance, which means not varying more than a 1/2 pound one way or the other. And so last Thursday, I weighed in at 116.4. This morning, I weighed in at 116.6. That's a win for me. That's just 0.2 of a pound more than I weighed last Thursday. And I haven't done that in months. I know it was before Christmas that I only gained 0.2 of a pound, or lost 0.2 of a pound, or stayed the same. So I am so pumped up about that. And I want to know if you think that you should weigh more than once a week. Let me know what you think down in the comments. By the way, thank you everyone that commented about my Stitch Fix video. It really, for so many years, I was very self-conscious about my size, and so I camouflaged myself with my clothing. And I try nowadays not to do that as much. So thank you for your comments. Oh, by the way, subscribe if you're not, and share this with anybody you think might learn something from it. Until next time, goodbye.